Today, we're getting under the hood of women's health with Keisha, a thought leader and a passionate advocate for resilience, transformation, and women's empowerment. Her personal journey has been marked by a diagnosis of multiple myeloma. Keisha will be getting under the hood of post-menopause.
I went into immediate menopause when I was 39. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a backstory. In 2016, I was diagnosed with multiple myeloma. What is that? A rare, incurable cancer of the plasma cells. And one of the treatment plans for multiple myeloma is something called the stem cell transplant, which in January of 2017, I went to have the stem cell transplant. Unfortunately, with the type of chemo that's given for that treatment, it pushes you immediately into menopause. It kills your ovaries. Not other than other chemotherapy treatments that you go into temporary menopause, but eventually you can regain your menstrual cycle. This particular procedure threw me immediately into menopause. Menopause has not impacted my overall well-being at the time at 38. But what I would say is the interesting thing is now, as time has gone on 8 years later, and my body now probably going through perimenopause, I am having some hot flashes, right? And some night sweats. But when I went into menopause when I was 39, it was hard for me to tell whether it was from my body being thrown into menopause or it was just the treatment that I was going on. I don't remember it being a prolonged time or having a significant impact on how I live day to day or moment to moment. But I will tell you, going into almost 50 years old, I'm having some symptoms. Some of the emotional challenges probably be the mood swings and the hormonal changes within the body that I have noticed. Not having a cycle, how depression sometimes could kind of set in, or severe mood swings could be attributed to that. Physically, of course, we're all getting a little bit older. The body's not the same. The metabolism is not the same. It's just part of the getting wiser process. I'm not going to call it the aging process. I'm going to call it the getting wiser process. So those are some of the subtle things that I have noticed. I'm extremely grateful. I'm extremely grateful to be at this phase in my life, right? All I've been through between my cancer diagnosis, ongoing treatment, to be able to be here 8 years later and experience some of these things. And I hear some of my peers talking about, oh, the dreaded menopause and how they feel about it. And I think they almost like hype themselves up for a bad experience. But I try to remind them it is a blessing and show gratitude that we can live through this other phase of our lives. Like, this is the normal course of womanhood, and getting wiser is going through all these phases from puberty to adolescence to having children, and now you're in menopause. There's a great life after every stage. And I really try to employ them to them know, like, listen, it's just another stepping stone. It's just a milestone in the road. It can be difficult. I know some people have worse symptoms than others, and it's hard to manage. I don't want to minimize that, but it's just another phase of life to say that you made it. It's another hurdle. And how great it is on the other side. You have to learn how to manage your mood swings. Just the normal course of when things are going wrong in your life to menopause, or you're having a bad moment, you have to know when to pull back. And I kind of figure out my own mechanism to center me, that I don't lash out or make someone else feel uncomfortable because I'm going through a mood swing. So I kind of over the years have come up with my own little coping mechanism, so to speak. The hot flashes and the night sweats, it's annoying, to say the least. It's annoying, especially when you're trying to get dressed to go somewhere and then you have a flash that comes on and then you get hot and then that sweat and you feel like you gotta go take another shower. So I just been trying to drink cool water when I feel it coming on and just sit for a second, because it doesn't last long. But those 3 seconds or 5 seconds, you could be drenched in sweat and feel like I gotta start over. So that's been a bit of a challenge for me, especially when I'm hasting to do something quickly and it comes on, I'm running out of time. I'm like, oh, here it comes. But that's how I deal with it. Like, just find a way to cope. first off, before even being diagnosed with multiple myeloma, I had a high pressure job. Like I worked for a bank, I was a sales manager, I was a vice president. So when it comes to vitality and managing my emotions and my expectations, some of those strategies I used then kind of helped me cope through this most critical part of my life, right? I was always want to be very self-aware of how I was feeling, right? And my emotions, and to really understand why I'm feeling this way, right? What happened to make me feel this way? And when I used to go to work every day, and if a situation arises and I needed a few minutes, I would just go to the bathroom. I would just go to the bathroom and just stand in front of the mirror and kind of like talk to myself and hash out what's going on, positive self-talk. And I always put on my favorite lipstick because that always makes me feel better. And I come back out and kind of like face the day or face whatever situation was going on, right? Because I try not to have my life impact others, especially as a leader, is not the best thing to do. So that's something I've always done. If I feel uncomfortable in a situation or I need a moment, I would either go to the bathroom, or if I'm somewhere else, I go to my car and just have a moment to like decompress. If I knew that I was going to have a hectic day or already like a meeting that I was nervous about, the music I listened to going into work, and I would like monitor who I spoke to, or don't watch the news. Don't watch something that's going to trigger me to be in a somber mood, but keep me upbeat. So those are the things that kind of helped me throughout my cancer journey when I become overwhelmed. And part of that, in part, I started a wellness brand because I'm big into like scents and skincare. Like something for 5 minutes can make you feel better. Like rewash your face, do your makeup, take care of yourself. Take 5 minutes could really shift my mood. So that's how kind of Serve Yvonne came about. Fast forward over time, I've always struggled to really stick to a fitness routine. And over the past 2 years, I found that me working out at 5 o'clock in the morning is the best thing for me. It between 5 and 6:15, I have to start the class or get on the Peloton or something. Is the best thing for me because my mind is not absorbed with the day. I haven't spoken to anybody. I haven't read any emails. It's just me and my thoughts and meditating, and that has helped me deal with my stress, meditate, make certain decisions, and have a clear sight to how I'm going to start the day. Because when I don't do it now, I'm off, like I'm a little bit off, like, oh, I didn't work out today, or I didn't have my time to myself. You know, oftentimes we think we could steal moments for our times for ourselves here and there. But I think it's important to really put it on the calendar and keep it consistent at the time of day that works for you to kind of recenter yourself, right? Because vitality and self-care and how you manage is more so your mind and your physical, and what you eat and how you sleep. The mind plays a crucial part in how you cope with things, your outlook on life, and even can also impact some of your results. Your overall results. Positive mind, positive thoughts have a huge impact on how your day can be or how you live through a crisis in your life. Those are my tips. I think self-care is very important, right? Part of self-care is being aware, understanding when you need to take breaks, taking the time that you need to recharge and recharge your own battery. Self-compassion for me is when I feel like I didn't hit the mark and I want to beat myself up, and I have to hit the pause button and be grateful for where I am. And I journal about it. I write down all the positive things that I did to also shift my mind, that I don't feel like remorseful about anything. And that's how I really take care of myself. Tomorrow's another day. Whatever I didn't check off the list today, I just move it to tomorrow. And that's kind of how I deal with my self-care, self-compassion. Me being forced into menopause was something I just had to accept, right? It was just part of my life and my story, and I was fine with it. So I don't make a huge, that hasn't really impacted me mentally or emotionally, the fact that I went into menopause so early. But it was just part of my journey. And with everything, I think acknowledging where you are and how to use what you have and where you are to make life better is a win. This phase of my life is going to be awesome, right? I've embraced the fact that I'm in postmenopause. To be in this stage of my life and to be able to witness it and go through it, to me, is a rite of passage. To be on the other side of menopause, to be almost 50 years old, for my daughter to be going to her senior year in high school. I look forward to a full life after this stage. There's life after everything that we go through in life. And we learn and we become wiser and we implement it and we become stronger and better. That's how I feel about it. For me, sky's the limit. No matter how old you are, post-menopause, in between menopause, sky is the limit. Whether it's perimenopause or postmenopause, just to be in tune with your body. Whether it's medically induced or just a rite of passage, understand how you feel. If certain foods trigger your mood swings or your night sweats, if there's certain times of the month, like almost keep like a little journal in your phone, just so you can kind of like keep track of it. And also speak to your medical provider about it to see if there's anything that they can offer you to kind of like help you through the symptoms. But just embrace it. There is life after menopause. And I promise you, it gets better. Those are my thoughts. Like, this is just part of life to be on the other side of it. And it's great. Like, I know it can be rough, but after every storm, the sun comes out.